Well, everybody, welcome to OTC Fish Keeper, and welcome to Disaster Edition. This morning I came down here, fed the fish, and noticed that there was some water on the floor, which when you've got, a half dozen aquariums around, that's never a good sign. And then I came home tonight to check everything out, make sure, look around, and I discovered that this tank has dropped a little bit of water, and that can only mean one thing. There's a leak here. In fact, the water goes all down the floor here, all around the corner, and this tank is definitely leaking. So this tank's going to have to be replaced. Now, when you buy a bunch of used tanks, that's kind of a risk that you take there, but the fact is I've been doing used tanks my whole life, and this is only the second one to ever spring a leak on me. And I got a little lucky too. Out of all the tanks I have here around the house, this one's only a 29 gallon, easy to empty and easy to put the fish someplace else. And as luck would have it, I've got a 50 gallon right next to it, ready to go. The only thing is the temperature in this one is, the 29 gallon is warmer than it is in the 50 gallon because I have fish in this tank and not in the 50. The 50 gallons room temperature, which is a little uncomfortable for the fish, but I've already unplugged the heater in the 29 gallon, and I'm letting that cool off, which is just about there now. So I'm going to take that out, put it in the 50 gallon here, and get that tank warmed up for the fish. The only fish in this tank right now is the second of the 2 silver dollars, and this is the one whose tail has grown back beautifully. He's in great shape, and one of the two, obviously, since I have to, that I'm going to use to create a school once the Oscars are upstairs. But in the meantime, I can't leave them in this tank, and I can't leave water in this tank, because even though the leaking has stopped at this point, you never know when the rest of that seal is going to go, and it will go, and that tank will empty, and it could even empty quickly and make a big mess. Although 29 gallons on the floor is a mess no matter what. But at least in the basement here, it's no big deal. The floor's made of cement. I've got a squeegee. I just shove it right to the drain hole. Piece of cake. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and get this guy out of here and get this tank ready to go. But first I have to get the heater out, and I'm going to give the heater a chance to get started in the new tank before I make the actual fish switch. And because of the temperature differences, I am definitely going to have to float this fish in the new tank before I release him. So a combination of the heater starting to heat up and the fish temperature being adjusted should be okay as long as I'm not too quick about it. So I'm going to get going here. Okay, I've lowered the water a little bit in this tank here. Take it down some more after I get the fish out. And got the other tank just about ready. I am going to go ahead and take this sponge filter out of this tank and put it in the new tank, because even though the new tank has a sponge filter, it's not necessarily fully cycled. I mean, I have had fish and fish food in there, but not recently, so it may not be cycled very well. And this one obviously is fully cycled. It's been there for months with the new fish. So I'm going to take that sponge filter out, put it in a new tank, and then I'm going to catch the fish and move him on over. Okay, now I just need to get a bag of water for him and scoop him up, move him over. There we go. Much easier to catch them with this great big net in this little bitty tank than it was in the old tank. Hard part is getting them into the bag. All right, got him in the bag. He's a big boy, but he doesn't like it in that bag, so I'm going to get him in his new tank and get him out as quick as I can. Okay, he's been in there for about 30 minutes now, so it's just about time to release the silver dollar into his new home. His old home there is just about empty. got to get that off there, and that stand being made of wood, I definitely want to get that tank off of there so the wood doesn't get destroyed. But now let's let him go and see what he thinks. Now normally I wouldn't mix the waters, but in this case it's okay because he hasn't been in there long enough for the CO2 to build up or for the ammonia to build up. So I can just let him swim right on out into his new home. We'll see what he thinks about it. Okay, we got the 29 gallon all emptied out and cleared off of its stand there. And like I said, luckily I've got another 29 gallon upstairs. I was going to use as a filter, but a sump filter, but yeah, I'll go ahead and use it for this. I picked it up at a $1 gallon sale, so it only cost me $29. And I got the empty one right over here. Got the water out. I'm going to reuse that gravel, and eventually I'll seal that tank, reseal that tank, and use that again. And the fish that was in there for a second there, I actually thought I killed the little guy, but luckily he's fine. He's hiding in this 55 gallon tank here. He really likes it underneath this fake root wad whenever I'm not around, or whenever I am around. Yeah, he's hiding underneath there. He went a little sideways on me. He was acting like he went into shock, but I don't know, maybe he just didn't like the tank or something, because he's working out just fine as it turns out. So that's the story on the 29 gallon here so far, the 29 gallon who sprung a leak. So hopefully, with a little luck, we'll get the new one set up and it'll be looking good. In the meantime, hit that subscribe button and be sure to hit the notifications, and we'll see you next time. Have fun.